Hi, it's Jorge from Team JVS, giving you yet another world exclusive from the Toronto Film Festival. This is called The Greatest Beer Run Ever. The synopsis of this is a man's story of leaving New York in 1967 to bring beer to his childhood buddies in the army while they're fighting in Vietnam. This movie has a phenomenal cast. It has Zac Efron, Russell Crowe, Bill Murray, and the list kind of goes on and on. But overall, it kind of follows Zac Efron's character, Chucky, just kind of going through, just kind of literally doing the greatest beer run. Like, he goes from New York and he tries to figure out a way of delivering beers to his buddies. Basically, he ends up kind of almost his character is one who kind of like over promises, under delivers, and he ends up throwing out like this idea, but it kind of starts rolling into something larger and larger, and it gets to the point where he can't not do it, basically. So finally he finds his way, like he finds how to get from New York, how to get on a boat and go to, Vietnam, and then from Vietnam how to get to actual like war zone and give, some of his buddies beer. The really neat part with this movie is, you know, for the most part, you know, Chickie is basically a very naive individual who doesn't really get the whole picture and doesn't understand everything that's happening, in terms of all he wants to do is bring hope and bring, like joy to his buddies, in the sense of like, hey, we're here for you and we support you and here's a beer, which is such a like it comes from a good heart. But once he gets down there, obviously, when you're going into like a war-torn country, like in the middle of a war, it's never easy and it's never good. But he was able to, like do a great job. Russell Crowe's character, he ends up being kind of like a press person set over there, and the way he kind of takes Zach under his wing in terms of like guiding him through certain areas and things like that was just super awesome. Throughout this story, Zac Efron's character runs into like so many like left turns where he has to like adjust and adjust and adjust. And he also runs into people who think he's someone he's not, which ends up being, it ends up making for a very funny story. And the part that was really like just really cool about this is that this is actually based on a true story. So obviously a lot of the stuff that happened here, I'm pretty sure they took liberties in making it a little bit bigger than they did, but just knowing that this is based on a true story, and that some crazy Yahoo thought it would be a great idea to go into like a war just to like deliver beers. Like it's such a crazy idea when you start thinking about it, and nowadays it almost seems impossible. But he was able to do it. His perseverance and everything was phenomenal, and just kind of seeing that whole story of how he did it and all the things that he went through was phenomenal. I will say stay throughout the credits, because as soon as the movie ends, they kind of show certain pictures of, that they took in the movie, and then the actual real picture. And then within a few minutes, you actually see, the real Chucky and all his friends, or Chickie and all his friends, which is like you hear all these like crazy awesome stories, and like this is one of them. Like, how like you can watch like how people snuck into the Super Bowl, or how they do X, Y, and Z. Like, to be able to to leave the country to go to like a torn country when you're not even supposed to be there, you don't have like the right credentials, all that. Like it is pretty remarkable how this story came about. I would definitely recommend this movie. This one was definitely high on my list in terms of like just all out laughter throughout it, and just like the situations that happen to him, and how he escapes certain things are just comical, like hilariously comical, in the sense where you're just kind of watching and you're trying to envision, if you were in that position, like how would you act, or how would things go. But overall, this was a spectacular movie. This was done so well. This is easily, a 9 out of 10. Definitely go see it. Go see it in the theaters. You will not be disappointed. There are times where you'll cry. There's times when you'll be laughing. This is like the full swing of all these, emotions that you'll feel. But it also shows like the dirtiness of war, and the ugly side of it, which I thought was nice, because it's not always like hunky dory, type of stuff, and it's not always like the news isn't always what it seems to be, and this kind of shows that in Russell Crowe's character, you know, tries to remind people of that over and over again. But overall, like I said, I would definitely check this out. Let me know what you think. Let me know what some of like the funnier adventure parts of this were, or what some of like the crazy adventures that like you've gone on, just to see how it relates to this. But overall, this is an awesome movie. Go check it out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment down below. But as always, this is Jorge, and we'll see you next time. Peace.